Handful of games this season, mainly when they were playing against Caitlin Clark. WNBA players, they have finally experienced what it feels like to play in front of people who are capable of breathing without the assistance of an air compressor. With the chase for the golden toilet beginning this past weekend, I know the community of identifiers. They want to continue this celebration into the fall. But Uncle Casey is here to tell ya, the celebration is over. Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs.
And now it's happened. The WNBA is in trouble.
It's finally being proven without a shadow of a doubt. Caitlin Clark is a megastar. Caitlin Clark is a box office draw, while the rest of the WNBA, it is nothing but a polished turd. Well, it appears that Caitlin Clark fans have listened. Last night, I received the ratings for the first round of games for the chase for the golden toilet. As expected, Caitlin Clark, she was able to draw even though she was competing directly against the early games in the NFL. And as expected, the rest of the WNBA was completely ignored.
The WNBA looks like it's about to collapse. Honestly, who's surprised? Everyone knew Caitlin was the reason people were watching. Now that she's gone, so are the fans. But it's even bigger than that. The league and its sponsors know this and are scrambling to fix things. They need ratings, and they can't lean on a rookie who's injured, especially since behind the scenes she wasn't the poster star they were hoping for. And now, it's all being exposed in real time.
Everything that we've been talking about, like what's wrong with the WNBA, what's wrong with diversity, equity, and inclusion, what's wrong with this race agenda, what's wrong with this Black Queens agenda. And so he's written a story about Nike and why Nike has been reluctant to take advantage of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA's never had anything, nothing. Cheryl Miller couldn't really move the needle. Candace Parker couldn't really move the needle. Now they have this woman, and she's made the WNBA relevant. And I'm like, why isn't she being promoted? And how did Nike get her at such a reasonable, wasn't it 22 or 32?
$28 million.
$28 million over 8 years. Like, that doesn't add up to me.
Jason Whitlock is right. Why wouldn't the WNBA invest in their biggest star? And why would Nike spend so much money just to let it all collapse? It all comes down to the image the league wants to push.
Instead, in the early Clark era, Nike stock has tanked over the span, and the CEO just got ousted. By the way, though Clark got famous around 22, if you want to buy her shoe, you could be waiting until 2026 to 2027. It goes on to point out, like, Caitlin Clark's in her first NBA playoffs, first NBA season, and she's wearing Kobe Bryant's shoes. They don't even have a shoe for her. And it may not be till 2026, 2027. LeBron James had his own signature shoe his rookie year. So 20 years ago, Nike was nimble enough and had enough vision to see that, hey, let's get LeBron's shoe out here. This guy's going to be a big deal. They can't do this for Caitlin Clark for some reason.
And that's not even the worst part. Here's the real reason Nike is turning its back on Caitlin Clark.
So he walks through, like, there was a Nike ad for Iowa Caitlin, though it wasn't exactly pushed on the public. There has been no Nike commercial for Clark as a pro. Let that sink in. No Caitlin Clark commercial. She's had 4 years of being the biggest star in all of sports, driving up these television ratings. No Nike commercial. That was me. Now back to Ethan Strauss. Now Clark's Fever are in the WNBA playoffs, and she's wearing Kobe sneakers instead of her own signature brand. In summary, Nike lucked into the marketing chance of a generation, and they're using that to advertise old product. Why is it happening this way? Now here's the money. Based on conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with the WNBA MVP and Nike athlete A'ja Wilson. But beyond Wilson, it's about the culture of the company that's more concerned with quelling noise rather than making it, as Nike once used to.
But what does this actually mean? The effects are huge on Caitlyn, on the WNBA, and even on the fans.
On Staley and the rest of the angry Yas Queen feminists saying, don't do that for that white girl until you make this 6'5" black woman more popular than the white girl. That when you look around and ask yourself, why is the WNBA marketing the playoffs leading with A'ja Wilson and not it? Kelsey Mitchell, not Caitlin Clark. Why? Why are they? No, you're white. You have to stand in line. We're committed to A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson not going to sell a shoe. Period. End of story. Are idiots. Idiots. They're not about business. They're not about growing the WNBA. They're about diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is insanity, what they're doing to Caitlin Clark. It's bad business. It's short-sighted. When this woman exits the playoffs, probably tonight, the WNBA playoffs are over. You wonder why they sat and watched her get stabbed in the eye by Dejanay Carrington and did nothing? They want her out of the playoffs.
You have to wait your turn because you're white, that's the message. The league is all in on A'ja Wilson, and that's exactly what happened. So what do you think about Caitlin Clark being pushed aside and ignored by the WNBA and Nike? Is this season already over without her? And will fans even come back when she returns next year? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, back to Caitlin Clark and her game last night. The Fever's big comeback this season wasn't enough, as the Sun moved on to the WNBA semifinals for the 6th straight year. Indiana didn't get the result they wanted, they were swept, but there's still a lot to be proud of. Both Boston and Clark made the All-Star team as rookies, and it looks likely the Fever will have back-to-back Rookie of the Year winners. If this team keeps improving, they should be back stronger next season. And even in the loss, Clark was incredible, dropping 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists, nearly carrying Indiana to a fourth-quarter comeback to save their season. Clark just made history. She's the first rookie in WNBA history to record a playoff game with 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. She's also the first rookie since Magic Johnson in 1980 to score 25 in a playoff game, and she did it in only her second postseason appearance. This adds to what's already one of the best rookie seasons ever in the WNBA. In Game 2, Clark came out hot, knocking down her first three-pointer after a tough shooting night in Game 1. But as the game went on, Connecticut's physical play wore her and Kelsey Mitchell down. Both guards played all 40 minutes, pushing through the heavy workload. Clark gave Indiana a second wind in the fourth quarter, hitting a clutch three to put the Fever ahead with 4 minutes left. But Sun guard Marina May answered right back with a three of her own, and Connecticut pulled away. Still, the Fever found the right mix of players and style in the second half of Clark's rookie season, climbing to the number 6 seed after a slow start. By pushing the pace and adding Lexi Hull to the starting lineup, they turned into one of the league's top offenses. Now, Indiana faces a huge off-season, building around their two core stars, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. A big priority will be re-signing guard Kelsey Mitchell, who caught fire after the Olympic break and became the spark that pushed Indiana's attack forward. If Clark takes a step forward in her second season, she has the talent to lead the Fever to a championship, especially with the right pieces around her. As the year went on, she and Kelsey Mitchell built great chemistry, and coach Christy Sides leaned on their tandem to put constant pressure on defenses. Mitchell, who averaged 19.2 points per game, was a consistent scorer, and adding an athletic wing this offseason could make the Fever's rotation even stronger. Consider Misha Hines-Allen of the Minnesota Lynx, who will be a free agent this offseason. She broke another record, becoming the first WNBA player to average at least 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8.5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game across an entire playoff series. Only Michael Jordan has ever done something similar across the NBA and WNBA, an incredibly rare feat. Although Lexi Hull did a great job as a 3-and-D option this season, the Fever could benefit from adding a player who can fill that role, either alongside Hull in smaller lineups or as a backup. Clark, despite struggling in Game 1, has shown she can bounce back from any challenge. The rookie guard plays like a 10-year veteran, focused, resilient, and always giving her all without letting past mistakes affect her present performance. In Game 2, Clark led the Fever with 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists on 10 of 23 shooting, turning the ball over only 3 times, below her season average. This was a strong rebound from Game 1, when she shot just 4 of 17. By redeeming herself, Clark also made a little piece of history. Of course, WNBA first-round matchups are best of 3. The Sun comfortably beat the Fever in Game 1, and in Game 2, Connecticut survived a much stronger effort from Indiana, ending Clark's season due to the short series format. Comparing Clark to Jordan might be a stretch, but her ability to accumulate stats at this level is exceptional, and it won't be long before that translates into playoff success. Clark's cultural impact is enormous. She has drawn record WNBA viewership, boosted the league's popularity, and transformed the Fever from a perennial lottery team into a playoff contender in just 1 season. Even with some early growing pains in 2024, Clark has shown she belongs at the top of the WNBA hierarchy, increasingly comfortable playing against veteran stars. At just 22 years old, Clark has already set multiple records, including the WNBA assist record, which she is likely to surpass if she continues to reduce turnovers. To take the Fever to a real championship, Clark also needs to make Indiana an attractive destination for free agents, surrounding herself with the right talent to contend at the highest level. The Fever look like serious contenders moving forward. Will you be watching them next season? Could they finish in the top 4 in 2025 and make it back to the semifinals? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for daily WNBA updates.